Are ghosts real? Halloween is in 6 months, and I'm not sitting around a campfire, but there's never a bad time to discuss the supernatural. Welcome to episode 7 of Alternative Jargon. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's not Halloween yet. We're 6 months away from Halloween. Actually, it's almost not possible to be further away from Halloween in the calendar year than we are right now. With all that being said, let's talk about ghosts today. I have a ghost energy drink with me today to celebrate the episode. I've never done crack. But I imagine it's something similar to an energy drink that tastes like a blue Sour Patch Kid. So that's what we're sipping on today. A little free sponsor here for Ghost. It's really good stuff. Now, ghosts have always been something that I've loved to talk about. Telling stories around a campfire with your friends or your family has always been something that I've enjoyed. Watching scary movies or watching scary videos with friends, debating whether you think that all those ghosts caught on camera videos on YouTube are real. Always a great pastime. There's something about being scared that I think people like. Maybe it's the adrenaline rush or something. But why do we like to watch, scary ghost videos? I don't know, but we do. At least I do from time to time, as long as it's still light out. One thing I've noticed, though, is it feels like ghosts and things of that nature, they sort of die when you become an adult. You don't really think about ghosts anymore after you're done being a kid. Like maybe once or twice a year, I'm reminded of ghosts or scary stuff. And, I might have to plug the nightlight in for a night. I'll be honest, I won't lie. Maybe I saw a creepy TikTok at 3 a.m. It could be anything, but then you just stumble down the rabbit hole and, you got to grab the nightlight. I'll own up to it. I won't lie about it. Sometimes you need the nightlight. But yeah, ghosts, we don't have time to worry about ghosts anymore. I've got a paper due on Sunday at 11:59. I've got a quiz today. I got to do my taxes. Bloody Mary has to wait, okay? I don't have time for her right now. So I'll push her aside at least till tomorrow because I got stuff to do right now. But recently I saw a Theo Von clip, which, if you don't know who Theo Von is like the funniest guy in the world. But he was basically saying, why is every ghost from like the 1700s? And his theory was that, heaven must have received an upgrade because ghosts haven't really wanted to leave heaven and come back to earth in hundreds of years, the last ghost is what, from the Civil War? We don't really have ghosts that are like from this day and age, right? You watch Ghost Hunters on the Travel Channel, and they're at an abandoned mansion looking for Mary Beth Rockefeller Booker, right? She was a maid in the 1800s for a Confederate soldier or something. I don't know, right? They're never looking for a ghost named like Cody who works down at the local vape shop or something. I don't know anyone who works at a vape shop named Cody, but that's an example, right? Why are there no ghosts of modern people, right? The ghosts in the TV shows, they're always playing pianos or doing something old-timey. But there's never like a ghost who is, there's never a ghost who is playing an electric guitar, right? Where's the ghost of Kurt Cobain? right? Shouldn't he be haunting Seattle? Isn't that where he's from? I don't know. But yeah, all these ghost hunting shows, it's always old places, right? Here's a speakeasy that housed gangsters of Al Capone's mob during Prohibition. Okay, cool. Why not go down to the local hospital, right? It sounds messed up, but people die there every day. Why aren't we doing an EVP session with the heat scanning camera over there at Geisinger Health Center? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But I've got a couple of theories as to why it seems like every ghost is hundreds of years old. Now, theory number one, we don't want to offend people who just recently died, right? That's completely understandable. It would be pretty messed up to just go in the local hospital and be like, hey, we heard you had a patient in, room 302. Is it cool if we go in and go with all our little gadgets and see if we can pick anything up, right? The family's still in mourning. That's very messed up. Let's not do that. Okay, they're still trying to pick a casket out, and you're up there with your little device waiting for a little murmur to come through. That's messed up. Let's not do that. Reason number two is that ghost hunters, like the guys on the TV show, they don't really care about ghosts. They just want to go check out all these cool old places, right? I don't know. They do a session in a local bar or something that's supposedly haunted by a bartender from the 1500s. They're just there to get free drinks, right? I don't blame them. So that's my second theory. Now, my third theory, and this is the one that I'm really going to go deep on, is that there is a ghost academy. And it takes hundreds of years to rank up through the ghost schooling system and graduate so that you can start haunting people and places, right? I mean, you've got to train to do everything in life. So you've got to have some training to become like a top level ghost, right? I think maybe the reason why some ghosts are more violent than others is because the less violent ones, they might have dropped out of the academy before they reached that lesson. Some ghosts open doors, others scratch people on the back, and others show up on camcorders. Right, there's levels to this. You thought when you died that you would just have a peaceful ending, but no. There's still a hierarchy. There's still a, what's the word I'm looking for? There's still social classes, even when you're dead, unfortunately, in this theory. And like I said, the reason why all the ghosts are from the 1700s is because they have to develop, and it takes time to do all this training. So let's start with K through 12 for the afterlife here. K through 12. So elementary school, we're calling this the basics, right? In elementary school for ghosts, you're learning how to move small objects. You go through the lesson where you make people feel chills, okay? And at your 5th grade graduation, you will receive your certificate for your first ever Ouija board movement, okay? We're not focused on, writing out whole sentences yet, but just in elementary school for the ghosts, we just want to see them move the Ouija board, right? We'll focus on getting out whole words and sentences later. Right now, we just want to move it, all right? So elementary school, you move small objects, you move the Ouija board, and you make people feel chills. The basics. Okay, if you get through that successfully, you get sent to Ghost Middle School, all right? Now, in Ghost Middle School, we're going to start moving a little bit larger objects. You got to get the ghosts in the weight room, okay? Get them moving bigger stuff. They'll get stronger. Make sure they have enough protein in their diet. Middle school, second thing, you want to start raising the hairs on the back of people's necks, right? In elementary school, you learned how to make people chilly, but here we want to start giving people the goosebumps, okay? And this is also a very emotional time because this is where ghosts will start taking their first steps, okay? It takes a lot longer when you're dead to take your first steps. When you hear footsteps through a house and you know that no one else is there with you, you can assume that that is at least a middle school ghost. So if you hear the footsteps in the haunted house, just go, hey, hats off. You're moving up. So let's move to high school, right? High school, things get a little more serious here. Huge lesson in high school. Pretty much the landmark of high school for ghosts is scratching, right? Every time you see a video about ghosts or ghosts caught on camera, they're always scratching somebody, right? They lift up their shirt and they've got the Monster Energy logo in their back, okay? It's classic. It's one of their go-to moves. They learn it in high school, okay? Also high school, we're going to learn how to mumble. The ghosts learn how to mumble, but only on television, right? So when the ghost hunters go in to the haunted mansion and they have their little device to pick up the sound and try to communicate with the ghosts, it's always the dumbest little noise that they'll try to make into a sentence, right? They'll ask a question. They'll be like, why are you haunting this place? What do you want? What did you do in the previous life? And then their little device will make a noise and it'll just be like, right? It's something stupid. And they'll be like, did you hear that? He said I killed him, right? And then they'll be like, this is a breakthrough. We got direct communication, right? So in high school, we teach them how to mumble. And then finally, high school, last takeaway from there is opening doors, right? That's a classic. It takes a while for them to learn how to turn the knob, but eventually we do have them opening doors. And that's the end of high school. And finishing high school, this opens the door for them, so to speak, into potential plans for after Ghost High School. And believe it or not, in this theory, there's also Ghost College, okay? Just like regular college, there's multiple levels to it, different degrees. So start a bachelor's degree in ghostology. This is where the ghosts learn how to possess objects, okay? Like the Annabelle doll, like Robert the doll, if you've ever heard of him. We're going to talk about him later, actually. So yeah, possessing objects, you need a bachelor's degree. And then also showing up on video, right? That's a really tough one. It takes a lot of years of studying to show up on video, but eventually they get there. Again, there's more skilled ghosts than others. Some ghosts are just like they look like a little bit of mist on the camera. And other ghosts, they look like a full-fledged figure. So that's the bachelor's degree, though. And then PhD. Now, this is pretty much as high as the ghost can go. Getting a PhD in ghostology, the only thing that comes with it, although it is a major breakthrough, is that you automatically, as a ghost, when you show up on video, you get the automatic red circle to show where you are, right? When you watch a YouTube video of ghosts caught on camera and there's the giant red circle moving with the thing that you can obviously see without the red circle. The person who filmed that video did not add that in post-production. that ghost has a PhD, and they get an automatic red circle. Okay, a lot of studying. That's a big one. But all the years of grinding really has its benefit. So red circle ghosts, don't screw around with them, because they're at the top of the food chain. All right. Yeah. And so what the ghost hunters on Travel Channel or History, wherever they are, what they don't want you to know is that a lot of their footage gets deleted because, let's say, for example, the ghost hunters go to check out a haunted house, right? And they don't really get enough content to make the episode. They actually wait a few years and they come back to the same place to allow those ghosts to have time to study and get better and become better ghosts. So the ghost hunters, they really do motivate the ghosts, right? They want you to think that the ghosts are their worst enemy. They're actually not. The ghosts look at the ghost hunters and they say, you know what, I want to get these guys' attention. I'm going to go study. So when they come back in a few years, I'm ready for them. The same way that living people work their way up the ladder, so do ghosts, right? If they want that promotion, they got to work hard. Okay? Capitalism is alive and well in the afterlife. So don't worry about that. Now, one thing I don't get is why there aren't any nice ghosts, right? Every time I see a ghost video, it's because they're being mean to people. Like I said, they're scratching or they're slamming doors. Very few ghost content is anything positive, right? You get the occasional guardian angel story. Maybe a dead relative is watching over a person. That's what they believe. But mostly it's negative content, right? And I don't get why. Why aren't there any nice ones? But I don't know. Next thing, this is a big question. Do you have to be religious to believe in ghosts? A lot of the discourse on ghosts deals with religion, simply because obviously religious people believe in the afterlife. And there's a lot of debate about what ghosts are, right? Are they spirits from hell or heaven? Are they demons? If good people go to heaven after they die and become angels, then what are ghosts? I guess they'd have to be evil then. I don't know. And why are they doing what they're doing, right? Do they have unfinished business on Earth? Are they trying to harm people? And, what good does opening the door to my room and knocking over my coffee mug do for these guys? Are they just doing it for kicks? I don't know. I think if I was dead, I'd just want to, maybe chill out. But I guess they still like to have their fun. I can't wait to talk about this. So another thing that's weird is that it seems like everyone has their own ghost story. If you remember the show, Celebrity Ghost Stories, it debuted in 2009. And basically they took any celebrity they could find who needed a little bit of extra cash and sat them down and had them tell their ghost story. Interviewing people who snorted coke every day in the 80s, right? I want to hear about their thoughts on the afterlife. But I've got some news for these celebrities. I don't think that they were seeing ghosts. I think that they were having psychosis from an 8-day bender. Right? The apparition that they saw in the corner of their eye on the flight to Epstein's Island, that was just Bill Clinton. It was not a spirit, okay? Sorry to break the news to you, but it is what it is. And by the way, so the other day I was doing a little bit of reminiscing, and I was rewatching a little bit of the first episode of my podcast, almost 2 years old at this point, hard to believe. And I made a promise in that episode that I would always counter a joke about one side of the political spectrum with a joke about the other side. So since I just made a joke about Bill Clinton, I'm contractually obligated to say January 6th, and let's move on. All right. But the whole celebrity ghost story, I feel like it was really at the peak of the A-list celebrity obsession. When I was a little second grader in 2009, I feel like there was a 6-month period where all I heard about was the death of Michael Jackson, the Tiger Woods sex scandal, and the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. Maybe I just had TMZ on in the background as a kid too much. I don't know. But you ask me about second grade, I don't know what I did in school, but I know every detail about Tiger Woods and his scandal. And I know what you're thinking, right? The oil spill has nothing to do with A-list celebrities. But you're wrong. It was Obama's fault, obviously. January 6th. Let's move on. But no, I feel like the celebrity obsession has really gone downhill recently, at least for me in my life. I feel like people are a lot more obsessed with smaller micro celebrities now than they are the A-listers. But I digress. We're talking about ghosts. I would say the only experience that I've had with ghosts was on a ghost tour one time. It was in Gettysburg, PA, when I was in 5th grade. I live like a little bit less than an hour from Gettysburg. If you don't know, it's, a big place where there was a huge Civil War battle there, a lot of history, a lot of cool stuff in Gettysburg, and it's supposedly one of the most haunted places in the country because of how many soldiers were killed there. So we go down there, we do the little tourist trap ghost tour thing. It was fun, it was interesting from what I remember. And we get to one of the spots where they stop and tell a story about one of the locations, and it was this house. I don't remember what the story was behind the house, but obviously it was supposedly haunted. And one of the people in our group took a picture of the house with flash on or whatever. And obviously this house is empty. It's like a historical artifact. It's not like people live there. But this guy snaps a picture, and then people start to people start muttering, and then eventually a group gathers around this guy and his camera. And so we go over and we look at it, and on the picture, there in one of the windows, there's what looks to be like a face. How do I explain it? It was like a person with their head resting on their arms, looking out the window. That's what it looked like. And then obviously you look up at the window and there's nothing there. So that's my only firsthand experience with what could have potentially maybe been a ghost. It was kind of freaky, kind of fun. It'll be a story I can tell forever. So, it would be nice. I don't know if it would be nice, but to have a bigger experience with a ghost, to just confirm to me that they're real, right? I mean, I saw the guy's picture, but if I'm really going to believe, I need to wake up with the monster logo on my back. But no. I am religious, so I do believe in spirits. Like I said, sometimes I'll randomly think about ghosts at night. But yeah, I mean, I do believe in ghosts. I don't know if I believe, I don't know if I believe they scratch people and stuff, but there's a lot of different portrayals of ghosts. Most of them are the same. There are some outliers. Let's talk about ghosts in movies, though. And I want to start off by talking about ghosts in movies. I just said that. No, I want to start off by talking about the movies where ghosts interact with little kids. I hate that genre. That's a whole genre unto itself. The little kid ghost genre, or the little kid demon genre. I'm so tired, right? If I see a movie that looks good on Netflix and I find out it's about ghosts and I find out that the main character is a little kid, I'm skipping it. We've seen it, right? The family moves into a new house. The little kid gets an imaginary friend. The parents dismiss it. The kid starts doing things that the friend tells them to do, which could possibly get increasingly more sinister. Then the parents find drawings in the kid's coloring book of freaky stuff, right? They use the entire black Crayola on the shading of the ghost's upper lip, okay? So then finally the parents are like, I guess we'll talk to him. They confront the kid about the ghost. The ghost attacks during their confrontation. And then in the end, the ghost goes away and everything is fine. At least it goes away until the sequel. And then maybe one or two of the parents pass away in the altercation with the ghost. I've seen that movie 100 times. And if I found out that there's a little kid lead character in a ghost movie, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. The second type of ghosts is the demonic possession movies. Now, I don't screw around with these. Like I said, I'm religious, and I believe that demonic possession is possible, and it's something that's always freaked me out. So I don't really watch these movies too often. And I would say this is really the only genre of scary movie or scary anything that I don't mess with. Because all jokes aside, it is one of the things that like actually scares me. But one thing I don't get is that every time I see something about a person who gets possessed, it's always like in a third world country or something, right? I feel like every like demonic possession story, I'm not talking movie anymore, but like real story where supposedly this person was, it's always like somewhere 8,000 miles away. Like, I don't know. There's no one down the street from me getting possessed, which I guess is a good thing, but I used to work at Walmart, and I'm pretty sure I saw some demons coming in and out of that place, for sure. But I didn't see their story while I was scrolling on TikTok, so I don't think they probably weren't actually possessed, or I would have seen it on TikTok. So you got the little kid ghost movies, the demonic possession movies, and then you got the Casper genre, right? This is the family-friendly ghosts. Casper owns the genre. I feel like he kind of started the thing. But then you got like Ghostbusters, stuff like that. I don't actually know if Casper might have come out after Ghostbusters. I don't know. But, you know, there are a handful of movies where there is a good ghost, I guess. Or at least movies with ghosts that aren't so serious. But, you know, getting away from movies, though, there's also just like independent stories that spread on the internet about ghosts and supernatural stuff. And one of those is the Hat Man. I don't know if you've heard about the Hat Man, but I've seen a lot of buzz about the Hat Man probably in the past year. Apparently he is a sleep paralysis monster that a lot of people report seeing. Luckily, I'm very grateful for the fact I've never had sleep paralysis. I sleep on my side or on my stomach, and I think you have to sleep on your back to get sleep paralysis. But, you know, you wake up, you can't move, you can see, you can think, but you can't move. And a lot of people report something standing in the room with them while they have sleep paralysis. And a lot of those people report seeing a man in a hat, either standing in their doorway watching them or standing over them while they're laying in bed. Not fun stuff. But I am lucky to have never had anything happen like that to me. But Aaron Rodgers, the best quarterback in the league, according to some people, Aaron Rodgers reportedly has seen the Hat Man. And Rogers recently did his 4-day darkness retreat in the off season, and a lot of people saying that was his final showdown with the Hat Man. And in the end, Rogers did escape alive. So I guess he beat the Hat Man. I don't know. But he came out of his darkness retreat and he saw his shadow, just like Punxsutawney Phil. So I guess that is open to interpretation as to what's to come next for Rodgers. 6 more weeks of winter or 6 more years in the NFL. I don't know. But it is interesting that so many people have reported seeing the Hat Man, right? Who really knows what sleep paralysis is? I'm not sure. But the fact that people see these figures in their room during sleep paralysis is it's pretty scary. Is the Hat Man a ghost? Is he a demon? What's the deal? We don't know. Just like we don't know about ghosts, we don't know about sleep paralysis stuff either. But maybe they're ghosts. I don't know. I've also seen stuff about the Hat Man and how he's just a side effect of taking too much Benadryl. So, who knows? Who knows? So I mentioned these guys earlier, but let's go back to Ghost Hunters and other similar TV shows, right? Ghost Adventures, all of them. Now, these are a personal favorite of me and my dad. Right? The Ghost Hunters have been on the air for 20 years, and they haven't caught anything yet. That is until tomorrow at 10/9 Central. So make sure to tune in, because they've got stuff this time. I promise you, dude. But these shows are very similar to each other. Very similar, if you've ever heard of the show Finding Bigfoot. It's great. It's probably better than Ghost Hunters, honestly. But the title speaks for itself. They're finding Bigfoot. They haven't found him yet. They're on season 50 or whatever, but one day he's going to turn up. Right? The one guy on Finding Bigfoot, like the main guy in their crew, his name is Matt Moneymaker, right? He is flaunting his hustle in the face of the audience, and they are just eating it up. His last name is apparently Moneymaker. Okay? He's taunting them. And it's pretty hilarious. But I can't lie. It's pretty great entertainment when they go out in the woods and they start knocking on trees and howling at things to try to attract Bigfoot. It's great stuff. And I love to see their excuse every episode as to why Bigfoot didn't turn up, right? It's great stuff. But let's go back to Ghost Hunters. They visit these places where every employee or customer has apparently had an interaction with a ghost or has just, quote, felt off while they're there. Now, it would be kind of difficult to say that all these people are just lying and they're all just, hustling. I don't think you could really say that. But I think there is a debate to be had on whether or not all of these people having shared experiences about a certain locations and how it's haunted, is that a placebo effect? One person could start a rumor or say they felt weird or say they saw something years ago and pass that along, and now everyone says they feel the same when they're there. I think that's a real possibility. If you put me up in an Airbnb that's just, a nice old-fashioned house, I would love it. And then if halfway through my stay at this Airbnb you told me that, yeah, other people have reported seeing things, hearing things, they believe it's haunted, my whole view of the place would change, right? Now I would definitely want the nightlight. Whereas before, if I heard a bump in the night, hey, it's just an old house. Now if I hear bump in the night, it must be a ghost, right? So maybe these stories get passed down through generations, and maybe it's all a placebo effect. Who knows? Who knows? The ghost hunters know. That's who knows. All right, I mentioned before about Robert the Doll, and this will sort of guide me into my next segment here, which is about possessed objects. Robert the Doll is a supposedly haunted doll that is on exhibit at a museum in Key West, Florida, right? So I've got about 1,000 miles between Robert and I, so I feel at ease for now. But basically, he's supposed to be haunted. You have to ask to take a picture of him, or he will ruin your life and curse you. And this is really an interesting thing to me, because I've watched videos about Robert the Doll, and if you go to the comment section on these videos, all the comments are people saying like, "Thank you for letting me watch this video, Robert, and I am watching this video out of respect for you, Robert," and it is insane, right? Now, I don't want to piss the doll off, obviously. But I mean, really, you're gonna, like, the comments are dead serious too. Like, I claim none of this negative energy, things like that. And then every once in a while, you'll stumble across a comment that says, like, I claim all of the negative energy. You know, screw you, Robert. But most of the comments are literally, they're like, Robert, I'm so sorry, right? They are getting down on their knees and they are kissing Robert's feet. But I always thought that it would be great content to just go to the museum in Florida and just cuss Robert out to his face, right? Start snapping pictures, start punching the glass, start licking the glass, cuss him out. And then after that, you do a daily vlog series and you just see what happens to your life, right? Because as the story goes, if you disrespect Robert, not good things will happen to you. I forget if he kills you eventually or if you somehow die like in some kind of final destination way. I don't know, but I know that nothing good is supposed to happen if you disrespect Robert the Doll, right? But yeah, just go down there, go to that museum, completely denounce him, verbally assault him, make jokes about his mother, take 100 flash photographs without permission, flip him off, and just see what happens. Now, I'm not going to denounce Robert the Doll on this show today. I'm trying to live at least until Oppenheimer comes out this summer. I really want to see that. And if I taunt him on the show today, I might not live to see that movie. So maybe if I do a Ghost Part 2 sometime over the summer, maybe then I can disrespect Robert the Doll on the show. But for now, I really want to see that movie, so yeah. I mean, maybe his bad voodoo wouldn't reach me in time anyway if I did it now. It depends what network he's on. If he's sending his bad vibes on Cricket Wireless, we're good. But if he sends his curse over, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, not so good. It would probably be here in the snap of a finger. But if Robert, if he's made the switch to 5G to give people their curse, yeah, it's over. It's over. I might have to reach out to the museum and say, yeah, what network is he on? If he's still on 4G, I could probably get away with it, but, we'll see. But for now, I won't insult Robert the Doll, I guess. But yeah, I think that going down there and just going in on Robert the Doll and then vlogging your life after that, someone's got to do it. Someone step up to the plate. Come on. Someone's got to do it. But, I'd like everyone in the audience to think about what you would do if you were a ghost. Personally, for me, first thing, I'm going to get my PhD. Getting that red circle around me in videos would give me a great boost in the community, among my colleagues, right? It's not just a piece of paper. It is unlocking a new part of your life or your death, I guess that would be. Just spilled some of the energy drink. But, so first thing I'm doing as a ghost, I'm getting my PhD at Ghost University. Second thing, okay, I want to haunt a metropolitan area. All the little old-timey towns have been claimed. There's not many abandoned mansions left to haunt, right? They've all pretty much been staked out already by everyone else in the community. So let me go to Times Square, and I'm going to change the name of the game. Okay, no more big scary haunted mansions or castles or forests. No. Take me to the media capital of the world, and I'm going to haunt it, right? My coworkers and my colleagues in the ghost community are not going to know what to do with themselves when I'm scratching people's backs and whispering in their ear while the ball drops on New Year's Eve. Okay, I'm going to take haunting to the next level if I was a ghost. New Year's Eve, they'll think that they got a little too drunk and their friends won't believe them when they say, yeah, someone whispered in my ear and my hair's on the back of my neck raised up. And the video I took of the ball dropping has this weird red circle moving around in it. And their friends are just going to say, dude, you were just too drunk. You got way too drunk on New Year's Eve. I can't explain the red circle, but everything else, you were just going crazy. And they'll believe it. So if I'm a ghost, I'm going to Times Square. I'm haunting that place. And if everything goes to plan, they're going to rename it to Times Scare. That is my end goal if I'm a ghost. Times Scare. So yeah, I mean, you really got to take it step by step. I mean, the PhD would take a while, but I think it's worth it. So that's what I'd do if I was a ghost. And I just could not hold off on this episode till October. So I got to drop it now, even though we're 6 months away from Halloween. Just come back and re-listen to this in 6 months and enjoy it for a second time. But if you listen this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening or watching on YouTube. YouTube is the best way to watch the podcast. It really doesn't matter. I used to put pictures on the screen and stuff while I was talking, but I don't know if that really adds anything to the podcast. The main reason why I even record it with video is to upload clips to TikTok and to Instagram Reels and stuff like that, and to make the trailer for each episode. So no matter where you're watching, listening, thank you for doing so. That's the episode.